Hey. 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 Ah.
What's good, y'all? I just want to hop on here and chat for a little bit. Man, this season of my life has been, hey, yo, bro. Wow. This season of my life has been the most challenging but most growing season of my life. Just in the sense of not letting my emotions and my thoughts control me. It's like it's easy to get caught up in the world's perception of you and what everybody think you should be doing. No shade or shots, but 9 times out of 10, the people who want you to live off their perception are people who aren't even, living how they want to live for themselves. So finding that thing within instead of just living on the surface level, believing what you're taught to believe, believing what you're told to believe. I don't even call it the matrix because even the matrix, that's a whole nother thing versus being aware, becoming more aware, becoming your true self. Um, I feel like as a whole, we place all these rules and regulations on ourselves to the point where we're focused on everything that's wrong about our lives instead of, um, really pouring into ourselves, really becoming the best version of ourselves. 9 times out of 10, when you become the best version of yourself, or when you're in the process of becoming the best version of yourself, the people around you aren't going to be there for your support. The people you love the most, the people, even the people you do it for, aren't going to be around because they don't get it. They don't have that vision. They don't have your vision. God gave that vision to you. So understanding that detachment is necessary for personal growth, for becoming your best self. And it's not even about becoming your best self for you, but becoming your best self so that you can, you know, benefit those around you, benefit the ones who love you, benefit the ones you love, help impact their lives. But there's going to be a season in your life where you have to, sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice time. You're going to have to sacrifice doing the things you love all the time. You're going to have to sacrifice being around the people you love and care about. Um, and in that process, people may grow to have animosity towards you, which that's completely normal. Nobody is comfortable when you're growing. Nobody's comfortable when you're choosing to better yourself, even if it's for the better of them in their lives. Nobody's gonna really support that until you get to that destination. I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole with my yapping, but yeah, the whole point of this video, not even a video, but just the place that I am in my life is to express the wholeness within, express the wholeness and being still, the oneness and quietness, and just being here with it. Yeah, ultimately, I feel like that's the goal. Like, man, I done went from mainstream noise to religious noise. Now I'm just now I'm just here with it, and that really brings me peace. It didn't happen. I didn't self-orchestrate this. There's things that I'll feel more comfortable talking about later, but this wasn't a self-orchestration type thing where I was like, I went away from religion because of this and that. Like, no, the things, the experiences I've had within the last 6 months, only the divine, only a God can orchestrate it. I can't orchestrate it myself. I can fake it, but you can't orchestrate. You can't self-orchestrate real transformation like I've seen in the past 5 to 6 months. And yeah, man, going within that's the battle, because the world's gonna continue to tell you that to chase something outside of you. There's something that you need to worship and do all this crazy stuff outside of you. And I get it. Accountability is great. Accountability is necessary. But there comes a time where you have to look yourself in the mirror. You know, um, forget about the perceptions, forget about the expectations of others. That stuff's all cool. It's great, whatever. But at the end of the day, only you have to deal with your sacrifices. Only you have to deal with that. Nobody gets to deal with that, no matter how much you compromise and sacrifice for the better of others. Only you have to deal with the consequences of that. So stay focused, y'all. Stay focused. Um, Try to get away from social media as much as you can. I get it if it's things that encourages you, it helps you become a better person, but yeah, try to stay away from social media and stuff. Just the perception of others, because that stuff get in your mind, and you're not even. After a while, you're not even being who you are. You're just imitating someone else's success. You seen someone else become successful at this, so now you're gonna go jump on that bandwagon and do that. And that's just the rabbit hole of social media, man. I see it around me. I see it everywhere. I see it with loved ones. I see it with people I work with. I see it everywhere. It's just a big perception game where everyone's trying to, fit someone else's perception of them. And If we being 100, bro, I'm over that. I'm over that. I've released so many things and people, from my heart in the past just 5 months. I've been on this journey for about 3 years, but within the 5 months of breaking free from the religious traps and being a better person because that's the right thing to do. Being a better person in my heart because I hold myself to a moral standard, if that makes sense. I'm not being a better person because I want to go to heaven. Yes, that stuff's all great. The teachings of you know, community is great, but it's not until one goes into that secret place and really deals with the yuckiness of his flesh and of his spirit. And after that, bro, you come out a different human. You come out a different human and just that one yes. Cause man, I really struggle with letting go of the whole religious thing, bro. I really struggle with that just because of fear. And I realized like every system in the world, every system in the world, it keeps you bondage based off of fear. A potential consequence that can happen that keeps you stuck and makes you feel like, oh, you have to keep doing it, you have to keep living this way, or believing in these man-made things, or there's life-ending consequences. But I choose to break free from all that. I choose to be me, my authentic self. I've always had a pure heart. Even through persecution, I've always been a helper. Um, I've always been a helper to people in private. Me personally, I know that my heart is in the right place. So all the rules and stuff, that's just added weight. And once you guys can see how this world is designed off control and making you minimize yourself for their gain, our world would be a better place. Our world would be a better, loving place. We wouldn't have to worry about all the stuff that we, worry about on the day to day. As far as like all the hatred and the secret animosity and the stuff that goes unseen. Envy, jealousy, things that go unseen. Like we all have the same opportunities to become a better version of ourselves every day. We may not all come from the same circumstances, we may not all come from the same environments, but every single day we have the opportunity, to become a better version of ourselves. And it starts with that quietness. How I started this video, it starts with quietness, being still and knowing. I come to a realization that I can't orchestrate anyone else's awakening. I look around and I see um, people I love and care about, and I become aware to the point that I know that I can't orchestrate anyone else's awakening. I can encourage them, I can help them when it's needed, but I can't really, orchestrate anyone else's awakening. So, yeah, man, that's a humbling thing, man. That's been so humbling to me in my life in this past 5 6 months. Just realizing, man, no matter no matter how much you try to help people externally, their spirit is still in bondage with things that you can't see. So understanding that and trying my hardest to let my heart, my love be an extension of God's grace, not so much the religious stuff and all the rules and all the yelling and just the noise, man. It's all noise. Like getting back to here, getting back to nature, just God's creation, man. This is life changing and it's healing. In every season of my life, it's been healing. Um, God always set me down and put me back in nature in His creation, and every time He did that, my life was restored, my mind was restored, my heart was restored, and yeah, man. Loving better is a big goal of mine, but I'm also not in a season where I'm just living in compromise because of my love for people. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I just want to get on here and chat with y'all a little bit, man. Love better, but don't be a fool to it. Don't let that mold. Don't let your heart and your emotional state, mold how you live your life. Because we live in a world full of manipulative people. People will use your emotions against you, and sometimes you may not even notice it. Especially if you're a people pleaser. Especially if you just want to, make everybody happy around you. Sometimes you won't even know it, and you'll just be in full compromise, and you'll start things. You'll start things that you said you was going to start for yourself, and then before you know it, that's time to stop and go celebrate and do something else. And when you get back to your regular life, you're right back off track, and It's just one big cycle. This world is full of distractions. Anytime you get on your stuff, anytime you get consistent, what happens? There's that stuff that comes up. There's get-togethers. There's celebrations. There's stuff that's going on in the outside world that is designed to keep you distracted, and not necessarily distracted from anything crazy, but distracted from self, distracted from becoming your best self. That's the hardest battle, man. Becoming your best self, becoming your true self is the hardest battle because it's hard. Like, the worst thing you can do in 2026 is be yourself. We live in a world where everybody feels like you gotta pretend, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. If you're not this, you're not like. I'm over the noise, bro. I'm over the noise. I'm over the labels. I'm just here with it now. I'm just here with it now. Ain't nothing much else to say after that.